Yahweh to fix situations and tries to enact revenge in her own timing with her own hands. So then it is better to dwell in the wilderness with no home, and no co-op, and no house, and no apartment, than to be in a house with a contentious and angry woman. Now the word here, in Mishlei 21:19, the word for contentious is, now don't miss this, Madon, from where we get the English word Madonna. And when we think of Madonna, I'm not talking about the singer. Every free-spirited Western woman who exercises her authority over her husband, and when her husband messes up, she snaps him right back into place, is a Western Madonna. And we don't raise our little girls to grow up to be cowboys. We raise them up to be Western Madonnas in a matriarchal system where women rule over men, because men are the head, but the women are the necks that twist the head, and if he steps out of line, she cuts off the head and throws him out of the house until he comes back like a little emaciated boy, begging her forgiveness, crawling in a pitiful exhibition of a worm trying to crawl back to its hole. True. I'm not laughing. You're laughing.
It makes complete sense.
And this is the society. It all stems from not Father knows best, the state knows best, the church knows best, but praise Yahweh, Elijah is here.
Amen.
Praise not in heaven. Praise Yahweh, John the Beloved is here. Translate. He's not in heaven to turn the hearts of our people back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to take us out of matriarchy and bring us back to healthy patriarchy. Do you understand what the Elijah spirit is? And that's what Yochanan HaMatbil was doing. He was turning the hearts of the Jewish people away from the rabbis, who also had entered into a matriarchal agreement with hell. What do I mean? Today, to determine if you're Jewish, you've got, and you want to find out if you're Jewish according to rabbinical Judaism, they determine Judaism, if you're Jewish, through the mother. That's a matriarchal allowance to see if you're Jewish, if you have a Jewish mother. In scriptures, your Israelite heritage is never determined through the mother, it's determined through the fathers, through the patriarchs. Even the way we would determine who is a Jew today in rabbinical Judaism is also an acquiescence and a succumbing to a matriarchal spirit. You know, I told you all words, I believe, all words come from Hebrew. Isn't it interesting? Not only Madonna, which is a woman, independent, free-spirited woman, not only is the word contentious, madon, but I also see madon, mad, madon. You got one? Yeah, I'm madon. Mad, very mad. She controls everything. I have no say. She boss. Madon, she mad. Isn't that interesting? So the word for contentious in Hebrew is the word madon, which means to contest, listen, to quarrel. And it comes, now don't miss this, the Hebrew word madon, which means to contest and quarrel, even as a Madonna would, comes from the Hebrew root verb don, Dalet Vav Nun, which means, don't miss this, to rule. Most of those ladies who write me letters on the internet, they rule their house. If that husband ever thinks about doing anything without her permission, he will be outside in the soup line, in the soup kitchen, and she controls the checkbook, she controls the bank accounts, he has no say about nothing. He's blessed to have a chiropractic pillow to come home to at night, because if he misbehaves, she's done going to take that chiropractic pillow right out of his nose, right out from away from him. This is our society. Our president is a product of matriarchy. mama, grandma. Where was the husband? Of course, he was killed, but he was in another country. We are a society controlled by contentious and angry women. Exhibit 1, our new Secretary of State. You think Bill's going to mess around anymore? And mess up her career as Secretary of State? You think Bill's going to cheat anymore? His cheating days are over. Because Madonna's on the scene.
Literally, man, Madonna. Man,
Madonna. Madonna, Adonai, Madonna. You got the word Adonai right there in the middle of Madonna. Yeah, Adonai, Madonna.
That's a spirit.
That's sick.
That's a man. That ain't no woman.
The Hebrew word Madon has as at its root the verb don, which means to rule. By implication, to judge, as an umpire. Rachel attempted to command Yaakov to give her children. Can you imagine this? She attempted to command Yaakov to give her children. She attempted to don or rule her husband. This contrast, so she was what? Practicing matriarchy, where her jealous spirit connived against Leah and dawned on Jacob. It connived Leah, it envied her, and it tried to rule. In other words, an envious, a spirit of jealousy, will always try to rule and control others, especially men, in their lives. Rachel attempted to give Yaakov, demanded to tell Yaakov to give her children, rule her husband. Now, that's matriarchy, where Jacob is under this pressure. He's got his wives fighting, man. He's got his sister wives fighting with each other. There's no shalom in the home. The spirit of jealousy has come and told Leah to get out, or for Jacob to produce, or shut up and get out. So she is a matriarch, and she's taken over the home, and poor Yaakov is under tremendous pressure to become a papa. And his sperm ain't the problem. Her eggnog is not functioning. It's making unreasonable demands. Unreasonable demands. And threats when those demands are not met. Is this the way the child of Yahweh behaves? Threatening and demanding? Is that the way the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, deals with you? Threatening and demanding? Demand loyalty. Sign right here, they'll never cheat. Sign! Children, grandchildren. Or else you're not faithful, you're a loser, you're a bum, and you begin to tear and to lack trust. That's a spirit of jealousy. Contentious and angry woman. Contrast this matriarchy with patriarchy. Where do we find patriarchy? Go to 1 Peter 3:1. Quickly. I got a lot to cover. In Shimon Kepha's instructions for wives to be subject to their husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Adon. Turn with me, please. Give me a page when you get there. Kepha Aleph 3:1. Kepha Aleph. Anybody?
872.
872. Thank you. 872. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Kepha Aleph 3:1. Likewise, wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may, without the word, be won by the behavior of the wives, being subject. Now jump down to verse 6. Even as Abraham obeyed Abraham, patriarchy, calling the patriarch Adon, master, whose daughters, ladies, you are, as long as you are subject to your husbands, in the same way Sarah was subject to Abraham. Not frightened by your husband with any fear. If you submit to your husband, and he is a godly, righteous, spirit-filled man, you have nothing to fear. If he's a worldly man, you have a lot of trouble in your life. You will have a lot of trouble in your life. But if you have a good, faithful, submitted man of Yahweh, ladies, he doesn't have to be perfect. Be like Sarah. Don't be like Rachel. Rachel